Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Sultan Rizal. I'm from English Education 2017. In this video, I want to conduct a presentation related to my research proposal with the title English Material Development for Vocational High School at Office Administration Program. So this presentation are divided into two parts. Part one start with the introduction of the study. The second part is the research methodology. Move to the part one, introduction. Start with the background of the study. We know that in Indonesia, in learning English, especially in high education level, are divided into two major categories. First one is English for general purpose. Second one is English for specific purpose. English for specific purpose is a learning English with a specific content and skill. So these courses are designed to facilitate students in learning English based on their expertise. This course usually found in vocational high school. Vocational high school is one of places to learn a specific skill such as multimedia, business, accounting, office administration, and etc. However, I found some problem related to the teaching English, especially for vocational high school. I have been teaching in one of vocational high school in Sidoarjo in program PLP in the last semester, and I found some problem in related to the teaching English in vocational high school. First one is not all of English teacher are teaching English with the implementation of ESP. They use the material that is still the use of material that used in teaching English are using general English book that usually usually used in senior high school. The material are not involve a specific content. This condition makes the student are less motivation during the learning English. So that is why the importance of developing material in this program are important. These problems are supported by previous study conducted by Kusuma Wadani, 2016. She conducted a study about English material development for tourism major. And also Suyadi, 2015, he conducted a similar study related to the accounting program. Both of these studies show that the material developed by the researcher facilitate the student during the learning process in vocational high school. The material are motivate the student to learning English rather than using general English material. So this study will be focused on developing material, especially for students of office administration program using content-based instruction and based on student needs to motivate them during learning English. So I formulate two research questions here. First one is what content that should be included in English material for office administration program based on the result of need analysis. The second one is how does English material development using content-based instruction motivate the student of office administration program in learning English? So the significance of this study is first one is for the teacher. It is hoped that the material is used during the teaching and learning process. And also this material can become some kind of reference for the teacher to develop a material based on the student needs. And for the student, it is hoped that the material can enhance their motivation during the learning process, during the learning English in vocational high school. And for the future researcher, it is hoped that this research can become some kind of reference for someone who want to develop a material for ESP program. Move to the definition of key terms. First one is Office Administration Program. It is the major which studies about the basic skill and knowledge related to the Office Administration Program. And the second one is material development. It is a process of creating or recreating a learning material which is useful for learning process. Next is content-based instruction. It's a method in language teaching that which emphasizes to the content rather than grammatical structure. Next is need analysis. It's one of the stages in developing material to get a data based on the student needs. Okay, next to the second part of this presentation, there is research methodology. So, this research will be used educational research and development, or R&D, since the goal of this method is developing a validated educational products which useful for some kind of educational program. However, the product have to solve a practical problem in the classroom. These purposes are similar with the purpose of this study, that is developing material for office administration program because of some kind of problem related to the material that is still using general English material. So, move to the source of the data. The data will be gained from the SMK Krian 2 Sidoarjo, especially from one of classes in office administration program. Also, the data will be gained from 11, especially the data will be gained from one class of 11 grades of office administration class in this school. The data also came from the teacher. There is two teachers here, English teacher and productive teacher. Productive teacher is office administration teacher. So, move to the instrument of this research. First one is questionnaire. The researcher will be use semi-structured questionnaire to gain the data about need analysis of the student. The second one is interview guide. It is used to gain the data to the teacher. Then the researcher will interviewing both of teacher to gain the data about the target need and learning needs. And also instrument checklist. It is used to analyze the existed book that is used before developing a material. Next is research procedure. The procedure of this research are adapted from Borg and Gall 2003. Start with need analysis. The need analysis here is the stage to gain the data based on the student needs. The researcher will conduct some kind of observation to find the problem dealing with the material. The researcher will conduct an interview to the teacher, giving a questionnaire for the student to understand about target need and learning needs. After that, the next stage is planning. In planning, the researcher have to read all the collected data from questionnaire and interview. Then the researcher will decide which chapter that should be developed. The researcher will investigate the material the existing book using instrument checklist. After that, the researcher will start to create the instruction using content-based instruction, and also the researcher have to make a draft about the material. The next step is expert validation. In these stages, the researcher have to consult. This stages is kind of consultation with the expert. There are two experts here. First one is English teacher. The second one is office administration teacher. For the first expert is the researcher have to ask about the instruction and then the language and then the related to the English. However, for the second expertise, the researcher asks about the what content that should be included in the material. The next step is design the material. Before this design the material, the researcher have to make a syllabus which contains about basic competence, indicator, objective, and the learning activities. The researcher start to design the material that emphasize to the content rather than language feature. Also, the material will be emphasized rather to exercise rather than explanation in order to get a better practice in English. And after that, the researcher conduct a testing. In testing, the researcher will conduct a testing for the material. The researcher will ask for permission in conducting testing in the classroom. The researcher will teach the student with this material. The teacher also may observe during the teaching learning process to give a suggestion related to the material. Then the next step is evaluation. Evaluation is used to review the material after the testing. The researcher will make some kind of FGD or forum group discussion in order to discuss the material that is useful or not to the teaching and learning activity in office administration program. If there is some problem related to the material, the researcher have to revise the part of material. And the last stages is final product. In this stages, the material are set to become the English material for office administration program. Even it is used to become main material or substitute material. So this is the example of questionnaire that should be given by the researcher to the student to gather data about need analysis. The questionnaire are used semi-structured questionnaire. The next is interview guide. This is the example of question in interviewing to the teacher related to the target need and learning need. And the next instrument is instrument checklist. It is used to analyze the books related to the existing book. This instrument decide whether what chapter that should be developed by the teacher, by the researcher, I mean. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I'm sorry if there are some mistakes. And last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.